Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap on the Boomer Bust channel, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and thank you. If you're subscribed, if you're not, loser. Either way, click thumbs up. All that help grows the channel, and I thank you for it. Okay, so we're going to do our Bears recap. I think most of y'all know I'm not staying up that late, bro. I barely stay up to finish Monday night games these days. For whatever reason, I've been knocked out early, but and then I got a job. So yes, it's late, but whatever. It's just a recap. So the Bears beat the Patriots on Monday night pretty handily, and they were given not much chance. Although there was some reports that like the majority of the money was on the Bears, but I heard something opposite. I don't know. Either way, it don't matter. Most people did not think we were going to win, me included. So you get there, and then it's you hear it's foggy. Turns out it's actually raining, which we probably should have known because it's Gillette Stadium. And so you got a foggy, rainy game. It's the Bears, and then there's the Patriots who've been playing really good defense. So what happened? A lot of people are asking. And actually, I watched the Manning cast for whatever reason. I never really watched them, but I figured I'd do it. So I don't know what the commentators were saying and all that. The Manning brothers, especially Peyton, is super biased towards offense. That's all they talk about is offense, and they get mad whenever the defense does something. So I don't know what people were talking about, but for me, it was very simple. I mean, even before midway through the third quarter, the game was pretty much wrapped up in terms of what happened. You had two similar teams that came in, pretty similar. I mean, the Bears, obviously, somehow we came right back to where we always come to. We want to run the ball. We ain't going to pass it a lot because we ain't good at it. And we want to play defense, and our defense isn't as good as it's been, but that's our formula. The Patriots, very similar. I think the difference is the Patriots, for a long time, and this year included, have been one of the better man-to-man teams. And so while we don't play man coverage like that, we still want to play defense, control the clock with our offense, try to get turnovers. Both teams have similar philosophies. The difference is the Bears came in with one of the worst run defenses, and the Patriots came in with a better defense overall than we had, and a more effective pass game if they needed to. And so kudos to Getsy and everybody on the offensive staff. I said this, I forgot what game that was. It was the Vikings game. I said that in the second half how they adjusted, and I have to give them the same credit coming into this game, which is very Belichickian, is they morphed what we were doing to suit what we're good at. There's some people that are going to take, and some people say force it. I don't always think it's force it. Some people just want to take the lumps, the growing pains, see who's not fit for the system, and kind of, trial by fire. Some people are completely stubborn and just run their head against the wall. And then some coaches adapt. Now, not many coaches, like I've said, have adapted like the Patriots have over the years. And that's with Tom Brady, where they had completely different offenses year to year, sometimes week to week. And so I saw a little bit of that, where we really leaned into what we were good at. Now, me personally, I don't know if I would have did that, especially at the NFL level, but because we look like a high school offense, to be quite honest with you. But they leaned into it. So they say, we suck at all this, so we just going to keep doing this. Now, that's obviously going to make you predictable, but I said this a couple times before. The Bears sometimes this year have been so bad that it turns out being good for them. And you kind of saw it this game, too. This game came down to my favorite word, coach's favorite word, execution. That's all it was. Because you knew what the Bears were going to do. They didn't do nothing special. So people were going to be like, why would we look so good? We ran the ball. We play action boot. We did a little bit of rollout. And the only thing we really added was Justin Fields' planned quarterback runs instead of him scrambling. That's all we've been doing this year. So nothing was really different. You knew what you were going to get. The difference with the Patriots, number one, they just didn't execute their man coverage. Now, look, the corners are rookies, and they played well, but they're still rookies. So I guess you could have gave them a chance they might not, execute well. And it was raining, but I just did not see a team that plays as much man coverage as the Patriots coming out and not executing well. Because to me, I'm watching this game, and I'm thinking, as a coach, if I'm in nickel, my corners and my slot are pass first every time when we're in man coverage. I don't care. Like, I know the slot is in the alley, but still, you pass first. And so it's different for a safety, it's different for a linebacker, but as corners, you should never take run steps first when we're in man coverage against this team. And that's what really happened. They just lost track of their man, and you had receivers that aren't that great. I mean, Mooney's kind of a dog. But other than that, you got receivers like EQ that is not that great, running wide but open down the field. And the man coverage was just bad. And it blows my mind how you can go into this game and not take care of that, especially with the front that they have. Like, again, let the front and the safeties trigger to the run. Everybody else they need to be covering, because the Bears aren't running 5 people in the route. It's 3 people average. 2 receivers, either the tight end or the running back. Every time. When we play action, that's what we're going to do. So my corners, if you just do your job, the rest is easy. But the corners were not. They were just not executing their man coverage correctly, and they got burnt early in the game. And then Justin Fields scrambling around started to take the edge off the defense, because you saw that they were not plastering when they played zone. They were not converging on routes. They were sitting and waiting for Justin Fields. And that led to some open passes as well. So, and then we executed in the run game. Like, again, I don't doubt that we're good, because we've been pretty consistent at running on people. But still, I thought the Patriots would give more of a fight, and they really didn't. I mean, they really didn't. It wasn't like we went crazy early on. They did keep it to modest gains, but Getsy and the offensive staff made the smart decision to play action and run Justin Fields early, and that completely shook up the defense, where they were now kind of sitting on skates a little bit. Now, there was times where they pressured us and they hit. Now, again, that's partly on Justin. He never throws the ball away. But they pressured and hit us quite a bit later in the game. But early on, they just didn't do it. And I thought someone of Belichick's caliber would have just had a way better game plan. And they did not. I mean, I've seen other teams really cut the roll-off game and the play-action game off early, and we looked lost in the water outside of our run game, but the Patriots didn't. Like, honestly, I think those first 2 drives is what messed the whole Patriots game plan up. And it was kind of too late in the later part of the game. But the other part is the defense, our defense and their offense, because guarantee you, if you're playing up against a team that is not going 3 and out, that game would not look the way it looked yesterday. Obviously, we got turnovers, fumble that wasn't forced by us but recovered, interceptions. And then on top of that, I mean, they put up some points on some big plays, but for the most part, they were going 3 and out early, either 3 and out or didn't get past midfield and had the punt. And so that's what you want as our type of philosophy. We want to control the clock, and we want to turn over the ball, or at least get you to punt, so that we can stay ahead and kill the clock. And that's just what happened. And the Patriots didn't help things by piling up the turnovers. And the Patriots on offense, again, a strange game plan. They started out the first drive, it was so off. because you try to run out of the shotgun, which isn't horrible, but look at who the Bears are. Yes, we got some gap fillers on D-line, but we don't have downhill linebackers. We don't have downhill safeties. They're all chasers. So why would you run zone? Why would you run from the shotgun instead of going down our throat, which is what you're best at? And that guarantee you would have worked us. But they didn't. They started out running the shotgun. Didn't work. Then they ran the screen. I mean, why would we be fooled by that? So they ran the screen, and that didn't work. So now you're in 3rd and long. That's not where your team likes to be. And then you got Mac Jones passing, having to run around. Then Zappe comes in, makes some big plays, but a lot of times, again, passing. Play action out of the shotgun, passing. You don't need to do that. They had them and it's a wet game. You had them passing so much, you just played right into the Bears' hands. And again, they made some nasty plays on us, but it wasn't. See, this is the thing. Do you rather have 3 or 4 explosive plays, maybe 1, 2 for a touchdown, or would you rather have a team that can sustain drives, get first downs? You want the first downs, because if you sustain drives, you give you a chance to score, but also you control the clock. They weren't doing that. They were relying on big plays. And they put the ball in the quarterback's hands so much that they got down and down and down. And then they took the run game completely away from them because they had the pass. So, I mean, like I said, it came down to execution. I think whatever plans they started out with the offense for the Patriots, of course, switching the quarterbacks is a whole conversation. But the plan didn't make sense to me. And then defensively, they just did not execute. The Patriots just did not execute man coverage well, and they let Fields do one of the things that we're not good at, and that's not typical Belichick defense. So kudos to the boys for being able to run the ball effectively. Like I said, we've been pretty consistent in that. When we have, a score where we can run, and not down so much that we have to pass, because that's when we'll be in trouble. And kudos to Getsy for switching it up and kind of leaning into it. Like I said, not something I would do. That looked like a high school offense. Like, I literally played a team in Indiana before that was almost the exact same offense. Like, this quarterback reminded me so much of Justin Fields. And that's all. He was the whole offense. And that's pretty much what we were doing. But it was good. I mean, it was good stuff. Like, early on, they brought up the 2-up backs to keep protecting the edge on the rollout. When they did a boot, it wasn't naked. They left the tight end back on a protected rollout. Like, they did a lot of stuff to really help. And to me, a Belichick NFL defense going up against 2 routes every play, 2 to 3 routes on a play action, it didn't make sense to me how they didn't execute, but, that's what happened. But we were able to take advantage of the edge, especially once they got antsy in their coverage, waiting on Justin Fields. We were able to run, to the perimeter, some tosses, some stuff like that. Obviously, the screen play on the blitz was an excellent call, even though it was extra ugly. I don't even know how Fields got that ball to him. It looked so horrible. But, just getting Braxton Jones, using his mobility, and some of the other players' mobility on the O-line, just using it to our advantage. And again, just leaning into our strengths. So, overall, it doesn't change a lot for me. I mean, yes, the Patriots were solid. I don't think they were world beaters. And it just fell. It fell into our hands. So I don't see anything different. I know I see commentary, and maybe because it's prime time, but it's weird because we were just on prime time against the Commanders, and everybody went in on Justin Fields. Now all these people talk, Justin Fields is like, he might be a top quarterback. Like, what do y'all talk? First of all, what did y'all watch? And second of all, what are y'all talking about? Just a few weeks ago, y'all was shutting that down. So, I don't know. I try not to go with the ebb and flows of the media because it's so stupid. But Justin Fields didn't show me nothing different. The defense played better than I expected against the run, even though, again, the Patriots kind of didn't test us. But yeah, I don't think I learned really anything new other than I think Getsy is a lot more creative than we've seen previous offensive staffs. So I'll give him that. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I don't think there's anything new that I felt coming into coming out of the off season. Like I said, and after the first game, I said we got some grit. We gonna fight, but good teams. It ain't gonna be. it ain't gonna be no cakewalk against no good teams. So yeah, that's where we are. All right, go down to the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.